Ta-da! That's a ton of volume. Hi, welcome to this week's tutorial. It's a hair blowout and style with the new hairstyle. This was something that you guys were asking for in the comments section, so I thought it would be the perfect follow-up to the haircut and color change that you just saw recently on my YouTube channel. Also, you just saw recently that I've announced that I'm going on tour with my podcast, Over 50 and Flourishing. In the month of June, early June, we'll be in LA and then Nashville, Orlando, and wrapping it up in Chicago. If you're interested, if you live in those areas, I would love to see you. We'll provide a link so that you can purchase your tickets and come be a part of it. It's just a great way for us to connect and to be in a room full of women who are so lovely and inspiring, and everybody leaves with just so much love in their hearts and good intentions and positivity and faith and all the things. So I can't wait to see you. And I thank you in advance for suggesting this video. I have styled my hair once since the new transformation, and it's super, super easy. So I just want to share some of my techniques and tips with you all. You may be asking right now, what did you use in the shower? I was turned on by Lindsay, my hairdresser here in my area, with this Pro Longer line. This is by L'Oreal, and it's Pro Longer Professional Shampoo, lengthening, rejuvenating. It's for long hair. She actually recommended this, the shampoo and conditioner, when I had my extensions, but it made my hair so healthy and so soft. So you can bet I'm going to continue using these two, Professional line by L'Oreal. I'll link everything that I use, from hairbrushes to products, in the description, just in case you have any questions or you were like, wait, what was that? What did she say? So I started with that, and I am now going to add another product line that has really, really helped get my hair in good shape, and that is Milbon. I've used their shampoo and conditioner. This one in particular is Luminous Rejuvenation. You know, why do I do these things and make life hard on myself? Luminous Bodifying Oil. What a difference. For fine hair, enhances shine and smooth, fortifies for body and fullness, blocks humidity, and heat protection. So I'm in North Texas. I don't have as much humidity here, but for my Houston friends and anybody in a coastal community, this is magic. And the heat protection is super important because we're going to be using heat to style this hair. So I love this as well. Anything that can tee me up for success is what I'm going to do. So it pumps like so. It's an oil. I don't want to overdo it. A little goes a long way. And I concentrated on my ends, particularly here in the front. So just sort of work my way through. I have to be careful because I've got K-tips here in the sides, and you don't want to get any oil in those K-tips because it will loosen those guys quickly and they'll just pull right out. So even with my conditioner, I'm very, very careful with the placement of conditioner, not too close to those extensions there on the sides. But obviously concentrating where there's more blonde, I want to protect those babies since they were just lifted and everything is healthy, and I really, really, really want to keep it that way. I've made some big changes too in the heat settings on my devices. Man, y'all, I used to blast it like high heat on my hair dryer because everything that I did, all of my previous looks were, you know, everything was smooth and had to be flattened out, and the bobs were sleek and perfect. And as I was telling Chris, who just recently shaped my hair, I'm like, you know, that just doesn't fit my lifestyle anymore. I don't want to spend that kind of time. I don't want to have to stretch my hair in that way. So I've changed things around a bit. I have my Dyson hairdryer. There are 3 heat settings. I'm going to put it on setting number 2. So I don't know if you can see, but 2 red dots instead of 3 red dots. And I'm going to do a lot of this without the use of a round brush, and I'm just going to kick that in toward the end. But I'm sort of over directing the hair at this point and flipping it from side to side, starting at the root, because I really want to get volume. This is all about big textured hair. So at about this stage, I'm going to bring in the round brush for the sole purpose of just smoothing out the ends. If you see how far away I'm holding, I used to like hold that thing right up close. Not anymore. And the reason why I don't care, for you guys with straight hair, this won't be an issue at all. You'll just be able to sort of flip it from side to side and it'll be all nice and smooth. I just want to get the frizz under control a little bit before I use my curling iron. It's a good opportunity for root volume. From side to side. The only thing I will have to do is under here, you'll see my curl pattern start to come in. So I just need to round that out and smooth it out. Okay. Very unlike blowouts of the past. So I have the T3 curling iron. Barrel is about 1.5 inches wide. I love this ceramic curling iron. So easy on the hair. And again, would you look at this? Look at all these potential heat settings, and I'm on 1, 2, 3. 3 baby heat settings. So now what I'm gonna do, start with my hair in the middle. And Chris reminded me to take smaller sections because it makes it piecier. The more that you curl together, the more that they bind together and you don't get as much texture. So if you're looking for more texture and movement and definition and volume, the smaller the section, the better. So it may take a little bit more time, but it's worth it. So this one, I'm going to roll forward and just kind of pull it through like that. See, and this thing so beautifully smooths out the ends that I don't have to. Back in the old days, I would smooth it out with the brush and then I'd be smoothing it out with the curling iron, and my hair was lifted higher and I was wondering, why am I getting so much breakage? Well, be easy on your hair, missy. So just slide it on. I just slide it on through. So I want a little bit more curl at the top and a little bit more of a straight pull at the end, a little bit more of a bend as opposed to a tight coil. The other thing, right at about this section, mix it up, and I will now do this one coming forward. So these two I went back. This one I'm gonna roll forward. So see, starting this way. And you can kind of pull out the curl and then pull it through the end. See, and that's how you get that bendy end as opposed to the tighty one. Lift up at the root, twist, start pulling it through. You can release the top part and then just pull the ends through. And around we go. Just take your curled ones and make sure you don't uncurl them, just flip them if you need access to the other side. Did not get you. Okay, just take it, flip. So you can gauge my sections, they're not too big, right? I'm trying to get some separation here. But this, if you have, you know, kinky curly hair like me, this curling iron will really do the trick in getting it nice and smooth. The top ones, obviously, I'm gonna go back like so. And again, I just lift and flip so I can get to the underneath sections. I do like to start with the top first. I find that that's the area that loses curl the quickest. So the more these can cool, the better. You may be wondering, well, why aren't you starting underneath? That's why. And you'll be able to feel which ones have been done. I mean, you can always use a mirror, but I can tell just by the warmth. So the back ones, I'm kind of rolling into the middle. At the root, pull forward. Forward is key. When you have textured hair, you know how everybody loves that sort of crown root lift? There is something about bringing these two forward. Do you see how the bend happens right here? It gives that added poof right here, that added lift. We're gonna get even more of that with the other hair crimper in just a minute. But rolling it forward here is just a wonderful way to get that sort of bedhead look, that Brigitte Bardot type of a poof thing. And then these guys right here will go back. So this one now It's going in the opposite direction to meet the other one. Okay. These are important because you want that nice bump at the crown. But do you see how much curl I'm getting just on heat setting number 3? And you know, I really had to teach myself that you don't have to crank these things all the way up to get the effect that you want. And we do so much damage from heat styling, from, you know, blonding, that if we're not careful, you know, we just have to keep cutting and cutting. I've been there, right? You know, why do you think I got extensions? Because I needed to baby my hair to grow it out and make it healthy, and then develop a different skill set on how I was going to treat it. Okay, forward, pull through, and then just the end. What's nice about that technique too is that if you want to accentuate length like I do toward the front, by having this part a little bit looser instead of tight, it gives me that longer look here. And if I want to, I can go tighter in the back, which even more accentuates the A-line of this haircut. And now this section, and I'll be happy that I split it up. Lift, 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 making progress. I know I didn't do under here, and you can just kind of lift it up and you'll be able to see. It's like, oh yeah, those guys weren't touched. Lift it up, go underneath. Hair is getting shorter and shorter, so there's only going to be so much I can do back here. I'm just going to kind of twist it in toward the middle. Same on the other side. I don't think I got back here. Okay. You. Ooh, you're an important one. Way up at the top, see? Sometimes you got to check. Okay, so this one gets some good height. Great. And I think that's going to do it. Okay, that looks just about right. And if you see any areas that you didn't get, and you can just pick up those little pieces, just means it's going to be even more textured looking, having a few smaller sections as opposed to the thicker ones. And you'll immediately notice them, they'll stand out from the rest. Now I feel like we've got it. Okay, so let's switch tools. Now we're going to the Voloom Rootie. And this one says to start at 300 and work your way up. Obviously it's going to work more the hotter it gets, but I am erring on the side of caution. You can see these clamps. See how that works? So it's basically a root crimper that's going to happen right at the root line. What I was taught to do was take the hair. So you're going to want hair to be able to cover it, even if you're a part flipper like I am, because I may, after texturizing this, may decide to do a side part. So you want to start, kind of get your finger in here, create a little side part. So I've got some K-tips right there, so I've got to be careful. But like this section right here, you see how that's flat? I'm going to want to hit that. Whoa, this baby is powering way up. Hold your horses. Where's the minus? Seriously? Oh, no wonder. Okay, I'm going to do 325. Section. Right here. It's my first time to use it, but I watched Chris. So you go in and you hit right at the root, and then he even moved like down an inch. And it creates a little bit of a frizz right here at the root line. I think I could probably go up a hair because I know you can see the imprints unless I didn't leave it in long enough. Let me just bump it up just a teeny bit, 330. But it's already given me a little bit of a poof, which I like. But this is where I like to have my volume, is right in here. So let's hit it again. Right at the root. And then 1 more inch down. There it is. I'm also going to do the same in the back because I love a good poof back here. Another hit. So little baby crimps. Got some hair right here, I can do it. You can already see how this side is sticking out more than this side. I haven't touched it, I haven't put any kind of a texturizing spray, but I already have a root lift just from doing that, which is so great. Subtle, but wonderful, and it stays. Just make sure that whatever you crimp will always be covered by hair. That's the only rule of thumb. One more back section, because why not? Make sure everything has nicely cooled. And now, texture spray. I love Redken dry texture, and I'm gonna do exactly what was done to me, which is flip the hair upside down and just run my hands through it, kind of forward, and run the dry texture spray through it, okay? Ta-da. Okay, so here's where the options are endless, right? We did it on the center part. When you do it that way, you're gonna get lots of volume if you start flipping parts. So if I go this way, you get volume that way, or I can go this way. And I kind of like how the curl pattern moves forward like this. So you can decide, you know, and that's what's so neat about a textured lob, is that you're not committed to a center or either side part. It just kind of depends on your hair's mood and what it's doing that day and how it responds to the curl. Okay, do you see? Remember I was talking about those front curls? Do you see what they do and what a difference they make? You get this immediate crown lift here, but it's so important that you have enough texture, not layers, but texture. So slightly shorter texturized pieces here to give you that crown lift. What I'm gonna do now, because I no longer need heavy hold hairspray, I have switched over to SexyHair Healthy So Touchable. I love, it just kind of gets it in place, and I will lift where I want lift, and separate. Was this a bra ad? Oh my gosh. And this is where you get to have fun and just kind of take your hands and, you know, you can coil some pieces and, you know, pull them apart. If you've got highlighted hair, it's a really good opportunity to find those highlights and separate them so they can pop out. Also, do you see the difference now with that curling technique of curling it tighter toward the scalp and then pulling it a little bit straighter at the ends? Makes it a little bit more modern, less of those little coily curls. Okay, so let me see what's happening back here. Okay, so you need to come to the middle. There we go. So once everything is set in the back, then I will just grab right here at the crown and not hit from the top. It's the quickest way to weigh it down. Hit it from the back and underneath. Because I kind of want these guys to stick together to help create that lift instead of weighing the top down. You guys, not bad, right? That's pretty quick and easy. I bet you it'll be quicker for those of you who don't fight curl like I do. Backing down from the heat, backing down from the amount of product we use. Don't over product your hair. Don't overspray your hair. Those days of the helmet, they're done. The more it looks like it's been played with, the more it looks like the wind blew it, the better it's gonna look, especially if you're going for a looser, lighter, textured type of a haircut, whatever kind of a hairstyle that you have. I just think it's more feminine. It's like you didn't try too hard and you just woke up this way. But we know better. As I mentioned, everything I used will be listed in the description for you. If you are interested, you'll be able to click a link to be able to go check it out and purchase. Let me know in the comment section what else you would like to see from me. You know, I love tutorials. I love them so. It's how I started, and it just fills my soul being able to do fun, creative things like this and maybe show you a new technique that you hadn't seen before or tried. So I'm here to help in any way that I possibly can. You know, I love doing it. Go out, be bold, and be blessed. Have fun with your hair, and I'll see you next week. Bye.